Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC and today I'm going to be giving the Seafly Obtain GPS quadcopter another fly. Now the rain has stopped for now. The problem today is the wind. So according to Google, it is going to be gusting up to 20 miles per hour. I'm a little bit guarded here by the trees, and according to this wind meter that I've got here, I've only seen it go up to 12 miles per hour, but I imagine above the trees it might be a little bit stronger than that, so I'll have to see. So in my previous video I was having some problems. I wasn't getting any of the telemetry through to the iPhone, and I realized that you have to connect to the copter first through the phone, and then that gives you the GPS numbers and also the battery as well. It's showing as 100%, and I've got the video recording here and I'm in altitude hold mode. You have to start off in that. I'm going to move it to position hold. I've just got the phone slightly to the right so that I can move these switches because they do get in the way here. So let's arm it and see what happens this time. Gonna get some height on there. It says I've got 15 satellites. I'm definitely in position hold there. The position hold isn't as good as a DJI model that has got things like optical flow and ultrasonic, and yeah, those trees in the background there, they're going absolutely crazy. So I think it's blowing more than, what's that say currently, like 3 miles per hour. Yeah, look at the copter, it's getting blown around there. So I thought I would at least try out the return to home now that it's recognizing the satellites that I've got here, although it is coming up with a GPS error already on the phone. However, the return to home button is there. So let's gain a bit of height, let's fly out, and let's just see if I can... What is it doing? That is going nuts. That's not right at all. What was that? Is that the wind? I don't know. It's... yeah, is it toilet bowling? It's hard to tell. It's just not holding its position there. 16 satellites. There's some error that's come up in Chinese that just says GPS. I don't know what that means. Maybe I don't have enough satellites. 17 satellites it says. The battery is saying 100. Oh, I don't know. Let me try fly it forward and see if it does anything crazy. Just not holding its position nicely whatsoever. Let's let go of the sticks and see what happens. I mean, looking at the video, it's drifting like crazy there. Oh, it's drifting like mad. That's not good at all. So just as before, I mean, it's just buggy. Let's try the return to home. I'm scared to try this return to home. Anything gonna happen? Nothing's happening at the moment. I'm pressing the button there. Let's try the switch. Nothing's happening there either. It's the return to home button just not doing anything, so something's not right whatsoever with this. The controls aren't working correctly. Whoa, it is all over the place, man. That is not good at all. Let's see if I can land it and see if I can get this error off, and I'll try again, but you definitely don't want this to be happening. You know, the status light on the back is fine. So I've landed it and it's saying ready to take off now. So I've got 19 satellites. I don't know what this thing is doing. Let's see what happens this time when I take off. I'm in position hold. I don't have any errors this time. So let me go and fly it out to some distance. Okay, I'm gonna let go there. And then I'm gonna hit return home. And I got the same error. The thing's drifting like crazy. It's not returning home. That really sucks. I'm sorry, but it's not returning home. I can't trust that. The return home button on the phone, just doing nothing. I thought that, you know, figuring this stuff out would sort out the return home issues, but it won't return home, and that is just a simple feature that even toy quadcopters can figure out. So that's not good enough for me, I'm sorry. I seem to be getting the telemetry through. I can see the distance and the height. I'd love to take it up higher and do a bit of a range test. That was out to about probably just 70 meters, but I don't trust it. I don't trust it enough to go and do a range test with it. I don't trust it to go higher. Let's keep it in line of sight and see what happens if I try and gain a bit of height, but I'm not feeling confident whatsoever. Let's have a look at what the holder's like. What's that at? Just 30 meters. The gimbal stays really straight, but it gets knocked. It's knocking. And the video quality isn't good enough for the price, I don't think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Am I being too harsh? I worry that I'm being too miserable because the weather's miserable and it makes me miserable. I think it's better than, say, like the stability that you will get on like a Hubsan, but the quality of the video isn't as good as you will get on a Hubsan. So I'm not sure I could recommend it. And the fact that the return home is doing nothing, won't let me press the button or anything. Now I'm trying to press the return home button, it doesn't even give me the error this time. I'm trying the return home switch according to the manual and it does nothing. So I've got 18 satellites, that should be plenty. The one good thing I can say about this is the video on the phone, which I can't screen record because it's not working on my Android. It seems pretty smooth. It seems pretty good. And that is the only good thing I can really say about it. I don't know what's gonna happen if it goes out of range. Oh, it is getting blown like crazy. It's getting pushed back like crazy. I'm gonna have to bring this down. Sorry, Seafly, but this is just not reliable enough for me to feel comfortable with it. Which is a shame. Because I think that it's got some good ideas. But if it was me trying to do this, I'd first of all not make it look like a Mavic. I'm not sure what that's about. Why make it look like something else when you've got your own thing going on? I don't know, maybe it'll work better on Android, but I couldn't even get it to connect on Android. I guess that's a problem with my phone. It's getting blown around in this wind. Maybe that's normal for a model that doesn't have the optical flow. Let's have a look what the wind meter is saying. 12 mile per hour winds. I think the manual says 22 mile per hour winds is the limit. So I'm well within the limit. 12.9 mile per hour. And it's just not performing how I would like for the price. I brought the Mi drone out here when it was crazy winds and that thing was absolutely rock solid. This just isn't. I think if they took this gimbal technology that seems to be fairly straight, I think if they put some weaker rubber grommets on it, it would perform better. And of course we need just better camera quality. Better camera quality and just this better features here. So I'm down to 40% battery. I think it's got a good flight time. It sounds just like the Mavic. But sounding like the Mavic doesn't quite cut it. It needs to perform like the Mavic. Yeah, I'm getting some kind of error on the phone in Chinese. And the circle mode, I showed it in the last video, but the circle mode, it just makes the quadcopter yaw on the spot, which I'm not sure what you would use that for. Things that I like the fact that the camera can go all the way up, although you can see the props in shot there. The camera goes all the way up. And I think the core idea is good, it's just, it needs a lot of improving until it's got my approval. So in this current form, I can't say I could recommend it to people, which I don't like saying, but it's just the truth. I don't want someone to buy this and think they're getting something that's similar to a Spark or a Mavic, because you're not. Not at the moment anyways. But you know, just like the Top Sky goggles that I reviewed, you know, they're looking at improving them, so I want to see this product succeed. I do. I want to see every product succeed. But make it perfect before you put it on the market. Oh man, this wind is crazy though. Just looking at the clouds, they're moving so fast. I'm definitely shielded here by the trees and the houses. 20% battery, so that telemetry is working. It's definitely working, but I click return home and it gives me nothing. Absolutely nothing. The switch gives me nothing. That'd be no good if you lost orientation with it or lost video or anything like that. And I don't trust it enough to turn the transmitter off to see what happens. I just don't. Let's take it out of GPS mode and see how it flies just as a copter. Just as a basic copter. I mean, that seems fine. I mean, it's a simple thing to achieve. It's fast as well. I'll give it that. It's dead fast. That's full forward there. To remember, I'm not in GPS mode though. Yeah, I can't knock it for that. Or I can knock it for pretty much everything else. What are we on, 20%? I'm not sure this battery monitor is so accurate. It's been at 20% a long time and it doesn't go down in increments. So it just says 20%. So this particular recording, it says 10 minutes. Yeah, I can see 18 to 20 minute flight time, easy. I'll link my initial review in the below as well because it details things that I haven't touched on here, but I'm sure you have lost interest by this point because its features just aren't working. So 20%, I'm interested to see what happens if I just let the battery go down to the 10% that I selected. So 20% I'm on at the moment. It doesn't have a lot of features, this. It's got the autonomous modes. Again, I don't feel like I can trust it enough. I mean, I don't really go and do autonomous features with the Phantom, so I'm definitely not going to do it with this. So I just don't have the confidence with it. It's amazing how the gimbal is staying so level though. Even DJI struggle to get a gimbal so level. I don't know what to think. I'm expecting too much from this thing for the price. Am I being too harsh? Let me know in the comments. I get to see a lot of quadcopters and I get to fly the best of the best. I got most of the DJI models, got the Mavic, the P4, the P4 Pro, the Spark, you know, premium models. And when I compare it to this, it's just not up to scratch. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Still saying 20%. I think I tried my best with it. Trying to... What's it doing? Oh, is it? It's going up now. I've got no... What's it doing? Is it returning home? That is just going up really high on its own. I do not like that. What's it doing? That is not cool. Let's take it out of GPS mode. There we go. Wow, that was scary. I don't even know what it's doing there. I think it was attempting a return to home, but it seemed to be having a mind of its own and drifting incredibly. So I've switched that out of GPS mode. We've got a red flashing light on the back there. It's down to 10%. I think it was trying to return home, but it was moving backwards on me. So I'm gonna do a manual landing. And it's saying 13 minutes here. So yeah, good flight time, but not much else good about that, I'm afraid. So there you go, that is my second look at the Seafly Obtain. Yeah, I can't say I'm impressed with it. It needs lots of updates. It's not doing return home properly. It's drifting all over the place. The camera quality is not on par. I'll link in the below if you want to check it out, but I can't recommend it. So as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.